A very good afternoon and welcome to Eastwood Community Football Club for this FA Women's Northern Division game between Nottingham Forest and Blackburn Rovers. This afternoon's two teams for you, starting first with the visitors, Blackburn Rovers. In goal is number 1, Amelia Size, 3, Alexandra Taylor, 4, Linda Shepherd, 6, Jessica Holbrook, 8, Natasha Fenton, 9, Saffron Jordan, 10, Natasha Flint, 11, Lagan Mackin, 12, Kaylee McDonald, 15, Serena Fletcher, and 21, Chelsea Dukes. Nottingham Forest have Asia Aguirre in goal, 2, Lindsay Harkin, 3, Grace Walters, 7, Francesca Wilson, 9, Katie Middleton, 10, Jordan Atkin, 12, Precious Hamilton, 14, Georgia Hewitt, 15, Amy Higginbotham, 17, Shana Bennett, and 30, Shannon Weston. It's going to be Blackburn Rovers in their yellow shirts, black shorts and yellow socks to get us underway. The already crowned Northern Division champions going towards me in this first half. That's from right to left. Forest in their red shirts, white shorts and red socks. Going away from us towards the GP quality stand at the far end of the field. And it's Blackburn who get us underway and immediately go to the right back position. A high press from Forest early on. Back into the centre of the field for Blackburn. Trying to play it forward. That's with Shepherd. Shepherd goes back to her partner at right back. All the way back to Size in the Blackburn goal. First time ball over onto this left hand side. It comes up towards halfway, turns, goes back to the edge of their own penalty area. Long diagonal ball forward over onto the far hand side to the right of centre. Ball playing forward, a long one for Blackburn to chase, but Harkin's going to get across there and deal with that one. Tries to shepherd the ball out and gets a slight shove in the back, and Blackburn have an early corner just 47 seconds into this one as Harkin is forced to make the touch on that far side of the penalty area. It's going to be Holbrook to deliver the corner. And in fact, we seem to be changing the ball. Maybe that one's gone a bit flat, but we've got a ball change all of a sudden. Flint just plays a nice right foot across the ground back to Holbrook at the right corner of the field. This is going to be a right-footed out-swinging corner. Plenty in the box for Blackburn. It's towards the penalty spot. Rising highest towards the back post. And it takes a couple of deflections and Taylor can't quite get there to bring it home at the back post. And it's up to Higginbotham to clear it out. She plays it off Taylor. And it will be a Forest throw-in, which Wilson comes over to this near side to take, level with the edge of their own penalty area. By the time she's finished walking forward though, and in fact that one's been bowled towards the technical area as well, so we've got another stoppage while yet another ball is given to Francesca Wilson. This is Forest Ladies live on YouTube, the final home game of the season. As Wilson throws it long down the line, it's flicked on by Bennett up towards Middleton, who loses out under the challenge, and now here's Holbrook again. Blackburn really trying to come forward quickly, but the pass is behind Jordan, and it just runs all the way through to Asia Aguirre in the Forest goal in all orange this afternoon, who clears it out of her hands right-footed up and over halfway. Higginbotham though isn't strong enough to win it in the air. It's helped forward by Wilson over towards the right-hand side. Middleton chasing, but it's been taken away from her by Taylor. And plays it off Middleton, and Blackburn will have the throw-in on the left-hand side inside their own half. 3 minutes gone, still 0-0. As Blackburn just play it around in the centre of their own half. Play it back to the edge of their penalty area now to Fenton. Fenton tries to go over onto the right-hand side, but the pass is too strong. And Forest will have the throw-in midway inside the Blackburn half on the left-hand side. It's Hewitt that trots across to take it in her orange boots. Long throw in towards the corner of the penalty area, but it's headed away to the midway point of the Blackburn half. Here they come again on the right hand side. Instead just try to keep possession, play it back to the edge of the area again to Fenton, who again goes long looking for Jordan. Harkin gets a boot in there though and plays it over to Walters. Goes back to Aguirre, who clears it first time up and over halfway, where Blackburn will head it down again. Here's Holbrook just inside the Forest half on the right hand side, back to halfway, and then a long ball over the top again, which goes all the way through to the penalty area, and Aguirre will calmly gather that in one hand and then bounce it a couple of times on the ground before clearing right footed which is won in the air by Blackburn again. Here's Jordan midway inside the Forest half. Long ball over the top looking for Flint, but Flint was offside and play is allowed to continue as it runs all the way through to Aguirre once more. Again, comes to the end of her penalty area. Long one out of the hands, which Higginbotham can't control, and then Weston goes down as well and wins the free kick inside the centre circle for Forest. 4.5 minutes played. Harkin walks into the centre circle to take this free kick. Right-footed, plenty going to the edge of the area for Forest. It's played over onto the left-hand side towards the edge of the area. Forced to check inside slightly. Hewitt plays it forward again, looking for the run on that left-hand side. It was by Jordan Atkin, but it was too far away from her, and Blackburn will have the throw-in inside their own third. Atkin applying pressure, but it's been cleared away from her. Here's Fenton. Fenton's ball forward, though, is intercepted by Hewitt. Hewitt gets a bit of a lucky bounce and then just swings at it and completely misses it, and it can come over onto this near-hand side for Mackin for the visitors Blackburn. Forward to Jordan. Jordan tries to go back to Mackin, intercepted by Wilson. Wilson to Bennett. Bennett goes back to Harkin inside the Forest half on the right-hand side. Ball over the top looking for Middleton, who flicks it on towards Hamilton. Hamilton then flicks it on again looking for Higginbotham, but it just can't get there just in quick enough. And it's cleared away for a Forest throw-in. 5.5 gone, still 0-0. Throw-in on the right-hand side then as Forest look at it. Plenty of runs, principally by Middleton, who is found by Wilson. The decision has gone Blackburn's way. It will be a Blackburn throw-in, which is taken quickly, and Hamilton comes to apply pressure, but Blackburn again get the decision, and it's a throw-in to the visitors. They're paid back into their own third at the moment. As we just wait for the throw-in to be taken. It comes infield slightly, is allowed to bounce twice actually before Harkin gets there first. Gets the 1-2 back from Weston in the centre of the field. Decision again. The throw-in goes the way of the visitors. Down the line, up and over halfway. Bennett heads it up into the air. Then Jordan has a little bit of a miscommunication with Flint. Allows Forest to regain possession. And they decide to go back to Aguirre on the edge of a penalty area. Weston comes short. Tries to pull the defender. Instead decides to change his mind and go the other way. Now here's Hamilton for Forest. Tries to lay it off to Higginbotham. But it's over onto the right hand side. Throw into Blackburn, which they take quickly. Still inside their own half. Pass forward intercepted by Bennett. Here's Higginbotham. Higginbotham does really well to turn away from one. That was Shepherd, but it's eventually muscled off the ball by Fenton. Over onto the right-hand side, Blackburn now coming up towards halfway. Long ball forward. Forest wanting the offside flag to go up, but it wasn't going to. And in the end, after Flint just gave up on the run, it runs all the way through for a goal kick to Asia Aguirre. 7.5 gone. Forest 0, Blackburn 0. Here on Forest Ladies Live. Kick-off delayed by 20 minutes here this afternoon because Blackburn were stuck behind an accident on the motorway getting here. So we're a bit behind everybody else. 3 other games in the Northern Division taking place this afternoon. As Forest have it up and over halfway, here's Higginbotham. Tries to go forward to Hamilton. There's a little bit of a miscommunication, but they get away with it as Higginbotham keeps possession of the ball. Weston plays a lovely ball out to Atkin on the left-hand side, and she's at the corner of the penalty area. She gets the cross in towards Hamilton, who chests it down, but the control is ever so slightly too heavy, and Shepherd can just calmly give it to Fenton, who clears up towards the halfway line. The visitors just trying to assert their title-winning dominance on this game as it's played one way and then the other. The long ball forward is cut out by Wilson, who goes back to Aguirre. Aguirre to Harkin, edge of the area. Forest just also trying to play route one at the moment as it's headed forward, intercepted by Weston. Weston just lofts one forward again for Middleton to chase. She's in a battle against Dukes. But the decision goes the way of Blackburn again, who will have a throw-in on this near-hand side. They go back to Size, the goalkeeper, over onto that right-hand side. Infield towards Fenton, over to the right again, back to Fenton, looking for Jordan, but intercepted by Walters as Jordan's moved over to the right now. Hewitt ball forward towards Hamilton, who turns away from one, and it takes the right boot from Shepherd to play it back to Size, who is forced to clear it first time over onto this left-hand side. Well, Blackburn about midway inside their own half, but far on this left-hand wing. Goes out for one of their throw-ins again. Plenty of action down this near-hand side to me. The Blackburn left at the moment. Here's Holbrook. Holbrook plays a 1-2 with Dukes. Goes all the way back to McDonald. McDonald over to the right-hand side. She gets it back in the centre of the field. Ball over towards the right-hand side to Shepherd on halfway. Shepherd finds Holbrook and the ball forward is intercepted, but then it just comes back to Shepherd, and then as Middleton takes it away from her, she's brought down, and it's a Forest free kick, which Harkin will take just inside their own half on the right-hand side. 10.5 gone, still 0-0. Neither side's had any real chance yet in this opening quarter of an hour. As Harkin right-footed towards the edge of the area, it's headed up in the air, it only gets to the end of the D, it's then helped on by Fenton and then swung away, and Hewitt has to be careful here against Jordan. She swings a right boot at it, manages to get it to Walters, who flicks it over to Weston. Weston tries to get to Atkin, but that's been intercepted, and it's been played off Georgia Hewitt and out for a Blackburn throw-in on halfway on the far-hand side this time, which goes short infield to Holbrook, who turns away, plays an outside of the boot pass forward to Flint. Flint, 30 yards from goal, looks for Jordan up and over the top, but it's just slightly away from her, and Aguirre will come and gather that one at the edge of a 6-yard box. That's the sort of pressure that Blackburn can apply, the nice flowing football. They've seen them crowned champions with 4 games to go. As here they come again over onto the left-hand side. It's towards the edge of the penalty area, and Aguirre only just gets there ahead of Saffron Jordan. She clears it up towards Middleton, who can only flick it on and out of play, but the decision goes Forest's way as it is deemed to have come off the Blackburn midfielder last. Just inside the Blackburn half then, Forest on the right-hand side. Weston wanted the quick throw-in, but instead the ball goes down the line, which is up and over the top, something for Precious Hamilton, who has got a right boot to it. Can she keep it in? She just about manages to, gets the cross in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but it's cleared away and collected by Shepherd midway inside the Blackburn half on their left-hand side. Long ball forward is intercepted by Wilson, and then Higginbotham, lovely turn that away from Fenton. Plays it to Weston, who's being forced back inside the centre circle. She's back inside her own half now, over to Wilson at right back for Forest. Again, the pressure coming from Blackburn, and Wilson can only just swing a right boot at it, and it goes out of play for a Blackburn throw-in. 12.5 gone, still 0-0 here at Eastwood Community Football Club. Ball forward is cleared by Harkin, only as far as halfway though, and it's headed straight back forward, where Holbrook will just get a boot to it, give it to Jordan. Blackburn trying to play the ball around. Bennett plays the ball up and over the top, and that's something for Atkin to chase, and she's going to get there towards the corner of the penalty area. Atkin cuts onto her right foot, crosses the ball in towards Hamilton, and it's just cleared away. Hamilton left it for Middleton. Bit of a lack of communication from the two Forest forwards there. It's been cleared, but only midway inside the Blackburn half as the cross comes in again. Well headed up into the air by Taylor. Only as far as Hamilton at the edge of the D, but her control isn't as good as she would have liked. And Blackburn can get it away for a Forest throw-in 10 yards inside the Blackburn half left-hand side. Taken quickly by Hewitt. This is now to Weston. Weston forward to Atkin. Atkin tries to turn away from Fletcher, and Fletcher brings her down in the process. Forest free kick about 25 yards out and level with the right-hand edge of the penalty area. Coming up to 14 minutes played. This is Forest Ladies Live on YouTube. Get involved on the live chat this afternoon. Let us know where you're listening from and who you are supporting. This is Forest's last home game of the season. Just Huddersfield and Hull away after this for the Reds for the County Cup final. So the free kick then about level with the edge of the penalty area. It's 28 yards out, the wall on the edge of the area. Harkin will take this right-footed. It's going to swing across the... It's going to curl in towards the goal. And it's a bit high and towards the back post, and it's wide of the post, and there's nothing more than a goal kick to Blackburn. 14.5 gone, still 0-0. First goal kick of the afternoon for Amelia Size, who takes it short. Forest immediately go to apply some pressure. It does get into their own half, and Wilson actually under pressure on this near hand side from Mackin is forced to just play it out for a Blackburn throw-in. Midway inside the Forest half left hand side, here's Holbrook. Holbrook can't get it back to Mackin as Weston gets a foot in there, and Blackburn will have the throw-in again. It's thrown square to Flint. Flint 30 yards out, tries the effort, but it's straighter to Aguirre. First real shot of the afternoon for either side, and Aguirre is equal to that one inside the Forest goal. It was straight at her, but here come Blackburn again. It's Holbrook laying it off to the right hand side, but the miscommunication between Flint and Taylor breaks up that attack. Not for long though, as here come Blackburn again on the right hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. Play continues. Here's Taylor. It's out for a Blackburn throw in about 10 yards from the Forest byline, taken short to Flint, corner of the penalty area. She's forced backwards by Hewitt into the centre of the Forest half. Here's Dukes. Dukes forward to Jordan, edge of the D. Jordan looking for a shot, forced by Wilson. Forward to Flint again, cleared away by Wilson up towards Hamilton. Forest can't get it out of their half though. Here's Holbrook. Holbrook back to the centre of the field. Here's Jordan. Jordan back to Flint inside the penalty area, turning this way and that. And Hewitt gets a right foot in to get that one away. Here's Middleton in an unfamiliar position at the edge of her own D. Plays it to Bennett. Bennett tries to go to Atkin on the left-hand side, but it's been intercepted by Taylor, and Blackburn regain possession. They decide to get back into their own half. Here's McDonald. McDonald over to Taylor on the right-hand side. Infield, that to Fenton. Long ball over the top is something that Forest have to deal with. And it is dealt with well. Here's Bennett. Cleared by Harkin. Straight back into the Forest half though from the header from Fletcher. Here's Walters. Walters goes back to Aguirre, who clears it first time left-footed. That doesn't reach halfway either as Fenton heads it up into the air. Weston gets the second header away though and wins the free kick in the process as the two players come together. And Forest will have an opportunity to just slow things down slightly and try to disrupt that Blackburn momentum that was building in those last few minutes and those last few attacks. Forest equal to everything though, and no real threat on the goal of Asia Aguirre. As Harkin walks over to take this free kick for Forest, which is just inside their own half on the left hand side, and it's taken short to Hewitt, who nobody picks up. Forward to Weston. Weston being forced back towards halfway though and finds Walters. Walters has two for company. Goes forward to Bennett. Bennett to Wilson. Wilson under no pressure. Has time to turn. Play a ball forward. And it's a Forest throw-in after she plays it off leg and Mackin and out on this near hand side. Forest still in their own half, but they have an opportunity to launch a long ball forward, which Wilson does, and it's been flicked on a couple of times, first by Bennett and then by Higginbotham towards Middleton. Middleton and Hamilton battling for it on the right hand side, and it's out for another Forest throw-in. This one in a more promising position, about 2/3 of the way inside the Blackburn half. Still down on the right hand side as Blackburn try and get this one away. The decision though on the throw-in goes Blackburn's way this time, so they will have an opportunity to get it clear. Coming up to 19 minutes gone, so nearing the midway point in this first half. It's still 0-0. Both sides have seemed pretty even so far. Blackburn have probably looked the better side, which you would expect from the champions, but Forest have been able to deal with everything that Blackburn have thrown at them. Here's McDonald midway inside the Blackburn half. That's a long ball up and over the top, which Forest have got to deal with. Walters tries to go for the ball and it allows Flint to get behind her, but Hewitt is there to cover and play it out for a throw-in, which is taken quickly to Holbrook. Holbrook level with the edge of the Forest penalty area, finds Flint. Flint with quick feet gets around 2 Forest players, back to Holbrook. Holbrook on the right hand side, back to Flint again. It's on her left foot, plays it towards the edge of the area to Jordan, and the clearance from Wilson doesn't go the way she wants it to, and it's been played back and over onto the left hand side, and Mackin just tried to do a little bit too much. She just needed to play the ball back to Jordan and got too much on it, and it's out of play for a Forest goal kick. Probably the best chance of the afternoon so far for the visitors and champions Blackburn Rovers. 20 minutes gone, it's still 0-0. There's Aguirre on the right hand side of her 6-yard box. Clears it right footed. Bennett tries to flick it on. It does come to Middleton, who's in a bit of a battle with Dukes and comes away the victor, and still Middleton goes, and the assistant on this near hand side says that it's a Blackburn throw-in. Which they take quickly down the line. It's been headed out of play though by Wilson, and Blackburn will have another one, but further down the field. Mackin will take this towards Holbrook. Holbrook goes back to her teammate at left back. Again, it's a long ball over the top. They're looking to exploit the pace of Flint and Jordan, but Aguirre again quick off her line to gather that one. Clearance goes over onto the right hand side. Middleton controls well, loses out on the second battle though to Shepherd, and then the decision goes Blackburn's way as Hamilton and Shepherd go down in a bit of a heap. And the free kick is going the way of the visitors, and they leave it for McDonald to come across and take. It's only just inside their own half. Fed over to the right hand side, something for Taylor to try and get onto the end of, but it's slightly over her head, and it's out to play for a Forest throw-in. Inside the final third, their own third on the left hand side, Hewitt with the long throw looking for Atkin. Can Atkin keep it in? She can, and plays it forward, trying to get behind McDonald for Hamilton to chase it, and in fact Size has come all the way out of a net and it's fallen to Middleton. Middleton with an opportunity towards the edge of the area, and it's in, and Forest have taken the lead. Katie Middleton from 20 yards out in the 23rd minute. Goal for Nottingham Forest in the 23rd minute, scored by number 9, Katie Middleton. And Forest, midway inside the first half, take the lead. It was a bit of miscommunication as Amelia Size came out of a net, and the clearance fell straight to Middleton, who ran to the edge of the area and just played it past Size into the right hand side of the net. And it was over the head of the lone defender Fletcher at the far post. And Forest find themselves a goal to the good against the champions, who have only lost once all season. And Blackburn now have got to find a goal to get this one back on level terms. They've taken the throw in quickly. Here's Holbrook. Holbrook in back towards Jordan. Jordan flicks it on, looking for the on-rushing Mackin. And Aguirre again quick off her line and is the first to get to the loose ball. Her clearance though is far too long and runs all the way through to Size in the Blackburn goal. Now, I think I've been a little bit rattled by that one, because now here's Weston, and Weston plays it to Atkin, and Blackburn find themselves slightly out of position on the right hand side. It's well won back though. The clearance just goes straight to Walters inside the Forest half, and Forest then have the throw-in after it's been played off Flint's right boot. Throw-in goes down the line, comes off a Blackburn head, and it's the Forest throw-in once again. So Katie Middleton then with her 10th goal of the season. Hewitt down the line, it's headed away but only as far as Weston. Weston gets back to Atkin, who just allows the ball to come to her, and that allows the closing challenge to come in. It's a Blackburn throw-in. Right hand side. And the free kick goes Blackburn's way after Precious Hamilton brings down the Blackburn defender on that far side, which they take quickly. There's a sense of almost urgency about Blackburn now, whereas before they were willing to pass the ball around the back a bit. Ball forward is far too long for Jordan, and Harkin gets there first, plays it back to Aguirre, and Aguirre will come to the edge of her area. Pressure now coming from Flint, so Aguirre clears it up towards halfway. Middleton loses out under the header to Shepherd though, but Hamilton's able to flick it on, and then it's been cleared rather clumsily over onto the right hand side, and Forest have their first corner of the game, which was conceded from a clearance midway inside the Blackburn half. You really sense that the visitors are a little bit rattled here. It was a breakdown in communication, a little bit of a mistake. Forest are fortunate, but Middleton was able to capitalise. And this corner is going to come in from the right hand side. It's Forest's first of the game with 25.5 minutes gone. It's in towards the near post. It's been flicked on. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton in the 6-yard box. It's off the post. It's been buried. Precious Hamilton, and Forest have taken a second goal in the 26th minute. And Forest find themselves 2-0 up. Goal for Nottingham Forest, ladies, scored in the 26th minute by number 12, Precious Hamilton. 2 quick-fire goals, and Blackburn are really rattled now. Forest, 2 goals in 4 minutes, and they find themselves 2 goals to the good. Blackburn just never dealt with the corner. It came in low, it was flicked on, it was loose inside the penalty area. Hamilton played a left-footed shot from the edge of the 6-yard box. It hit the post. The keeper, Amelia Size, had committed, and as the rebound came back to Hamilton, she fired it into the roof of the net, and Forest, with a quick-fire double, find themselves 2-0 up against the league champions. Ball back to Aguirre, who clears it right-footed, headed forward though by the captain Shepherd. Blackburn still not going to give up on this game. Here's Wilson, Walters to Atkin, just inside the Forest half. Ball forward for Hamilton again. Weston's making a run forward, but Hamilton's got an opportunity to run, goes forward towards Higginbotham, but it's been cut out by Dukes. And how come Blackburn, but the pass forward has been intercepted by Hewitt, who gets a little bit too much on it, but it finds Weston. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton, 25 yards out, takes a shot, well saved by Size. It was pretty much straight at her, and it did take a bounce on the way through. It was a comfortable save in the end for the Blackburn keeper. 27.5 gone. Forest find themselves 2 goals up. Here's Jordan for Blackburn on halfway. Gives it to Mackin. Mackin ball forward. Referee just jumps over it, and it's with Flint inside the centre circle. Ball over to the right hand side is well found by Flint. She's found Taylor, who's taking on Atkin towards the Forest byline. Good challenge in there from Hewitt, and then the throw in goes Blackburn's way. Forest not happy with that decision, and in fact it's been overruled by the referee, the linesman's flag, and it is a Forest throw in. Hewitt will take it inside their own 18 yards though. It's a long throw down the line that's been flicked forward again by Blackburn, and then Hewitt misses the ball as it comes to her. Here's Flint. Crossing is looking for Jordan. It's going to go towards the back post. Wilson's got to be careful. The shot comes in towards Mackin, and Aguirre just has to dive low away to her left. It wasn't much on the shot, but it was potentially dangerous with Holbrook arriving at the back post, but Aguirre dives on it well. 28.5 gone. Clearance is headed forward by Fenton on halfway. Now here's Flint. Flint with the opportunity, and the shot goes well over the crossbar. And this is exactly where Forest want Blackburn, really. They're a little bit frustrated. They're taking shots when better options are potentially on. Aguirre with the clearance. It's short towards Wilson, who can't control it the way she would have liked. And it's out for a Blackburn throw-in. Now here's Jordan, centre of the Forest half. There's opportunities here. It's from Flint, who feeds it through to Holbrook, and Holbrook takes the first time shot, which is an easy save for Aguirre. It was straight at her. And we're approaching the half-hour mark in this one, so 15 first half minutes of normal time to go. Ball headed forward. Here's Flint once more. She's been forced back to halfway to Taylor. Hewitt comes across to challenge. Forest need to keep their shape here as Blackburn still able to pass it around freely inside their own half. Hamilton comes across to pressure the pass forward, and it's intercepted by Middleton, who can't clear it forward to Higginbotham. And here come Blackburn again on the left hand side. Here's Mackin. Mackin taking on Wilson. Mackin into the penalty area. Left foot to cross in is diverted behind by Harkin. Another corner for the visitors. Their second of the game. This one from the left hand side as they look at it though. Holbrook comes across to take it. This will be a right footed in swinging corner. Jordan the only Blackburn player inside the 6-yard box, although they've got 5 in and around the penalty area. Forest have everybody back as the ball comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's over the head of everybody and it's fallen to Fenton after the first header was poor. Now here's Middleton. Middleton with an opportunity to use some speed. Here she comes on the right hand side. She's up and over halfway. She's got Atkin in support if she can find her. Plays the ball forward looking for Atkin, but there's too much on it and it will run out for a Blackburn goal kick. 31 minutes played. Forest still leading by 2-0. Katie Middleton in the 23rd and Precious Hamilton in the 26th minute. As Blackburn midway inside their own half, they're allowed to come up towards halfway, which is something Forest might not want to do considering the free passing that Blackburn are able to do inside the Forest half. Long ball forward over the top. It's long forward looking for Fenton, who goes down inside the penalty area as both Fenton and Walters go up for the ball, and Fenton has stayed down. Blackburn wanted the penalty, but the referee said nothing doing, and the physio's now coming on for the visitors. Says Forest Ladies live on YouTube. Good afternoon to you, everybody who's listening wherever you are. Forest find themselves 2 goals up against Blackburn, who have themselves their 3rd corner of the afternoon. They were a bit dangerous from the first one as the headed clearance fell to Fenton. The problem is with the first one is that it was never expected. The player at the back post, I believe it was Weston, never expected the ball to get to her, and she kind of had to stoop for it, which meant the headed clearance didn't get any distance on it. Corner in then towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and that one takes a small glancing header and is all the way through everybody and goes out for a Forest throw-in on the far hand side. 32.5 played, so 12.5 minutes to go of this first half of normal time at least. Hewitt with ball in hand to take the throw in at the Forest left back position. It's been flicked on by Weston but flicked out of play by Weston, and it's a Blackburn throw in midway inside the Forest half on the Blackburn right. Strong challengers coming in, and Hewitt concedes the throw in but does slow Blackburn down as Taylor can't get the ball past her. Fletcher with the throw in towards Holbrook. Back to Fletcher midway inside the Forest half. Long ball over the top is something for Jordan to get onto the end of it. Comes forward to Flint. Forest haven't got this one cleared. They have now thanks to Weston, who manages to find Hamilton, and Hamilton is, well, she felt as though she was obstructed, but the referee says play on as she got past the player but then kind of was blockaded. Blackburn can't do anything with the forward ball though as Harkin finds Middleton, and Middleton just about keeps it in at the first attempt and then wins the throw in for Forest. 11 to go of the first half. Throw in to be taken pretty much on halfway for Forest, with manager Elena Moulton on the edge of a technical area. Ball down the line thrown by Wilson is headed back by Dukes, and Forest will have another throw in, but have gained some yardage down the right hand sideline of Blackburn. The ball goes forward towards the edge of the penalty area. It's flicked away from Hamilton. Holbrook plays a bit of head tennis. Weston comes in and says, "Can I have a game?" Wins the ball back for Forest. Here's Harkin. Harkin's ball forward is intercepted though, and the visitors have it once more. Forest win the throw in though. 10.5 first half minutes to go. Forest still leading by 2-0. This is a delayed start here because of Blackburn getting stuck in traffic, so we started at 2:20 rather than 2 o'clock. So there are plenty of, well, there's 3 games in the Northern Division. Here's Higginbotham. Higginbotham back to Weston. Weston tries to go forward to Atkin, and Forest have got to get back in numbers here because Blackburn are attacking down the right hand side, up and over halfway. Midway inside the Forest half now on the right hand side. Good interception that from Hewitt, and a ball forward towards Hamilton is just taken away from her by Dukes. And then over onto the right hand side is Fletcher, who can't keep it in, and Forest have another throw in. It's in the Blackburn half on the left hand side. It's Hewitt to take it. Atkin going long. Higginbotham coming short. Instead, Hewitt does go to Higginbotham. As the ball comes in, Weston wins it back for Forest after it's been won for Blackburn. Now here's Wilson inside the centre circle for the Reds. Moving over to the right hand side, she hasn't got any support. She finds Middleton. It's tight on the right hand byline. Blackburn have it. Here's Flint. Flint on the right hand side, forward up and over halfway, looking for Jordan, but Walters gets in there first and just beats Jordan to the ball. Gives it to Hewitt, who tries to go forward to Atkin. Hamilton comes back and wins possession again for Forest. Middleton battles for it. She loses out to Dukes, who comes up and over halfway. Still plenty of options here for Blackburn. Here's Jordan. Jordan, it just runs away from her and out for a Forest throw-in. We've got 8.5 minutes at the end of this first half of normal time. Forest still leading by 2-0. As here's Wilson to take the throw in. Wilson, long one down the line, flicked infield by Bennett, only as far as Taylor. And here's Hamilton. Hamilton wins the ball a couple of times, and now here's toward Atkin. Atkin towards the edge of the penalty area on her left foot, and the shot is weak in the end and just goes straight to Size at the near post, who bowls it out first time, looking for Taylor. Taylor gets around Weston, and still Blackburn can come. Long right diagonal ball up and over the top, and that's looking for Jordan. Jordan's in behind the defence, 12 yards out. Great save by Asia Aguirre, one-on-one. Jordan just trying to place it past her, and Aguirre gets the hand to it and then dives on the loose ball. And Forest still 2 goals to the good, but that was a glorious opportunity for the visitors, and that is why Forest cannot switch off here this afternoon, because Blackburn will play moves like that for the full 90 minutes. And Aguirre that time equal to it, and the ball now out for a Forest throw-in on the right hand side as they look at it midway inside their own half, but back into the Blackburn half now. Wilson has thrown it long over halfway for Middleton to chase. It's been played back to Size by McDonald, and Atkin went to pressurise Size, but now Atkin is out of position and Taylor has a free run inside the Forest half. Hewitt comes to meet her, but now Blackburn are 3-on-4, and there's space for Mackin over on this left hand side because 2 players have gone to mark Jordan. Here is Mackin, corner of the Forest penalty area on the left. Long ball in, is through everybody and wide at the back post by Natasha Flint. Aguirre was stuck in no man's land. She couldn't come for it in case Jordan got a glancing header on it that would have surely taken it into the net. And Flint puts it wide at the back post, and that's 2 glorious chances for Blackburn in 2 minutes. with just 6 first half normal time minutes remaining. Forest have got to keep their composure here as Aguirre plays it forward and it's flicked on by Bennett and then by Higginbotham. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton with a couple of plays of the ball up into the air. Plays it forward looking for Middleton, but Dukes just gets a body in the way and clears a right foot for it. And it's out for a Forest throw-in midway inside the Blackburn half on the left-hand side. Blackburn still showing why they are the Northern Division champions this year for the 3rd year in a row. As here's Weston. Weston for Forest, forced back to Harkin. Harkin plays the first time left-footed ball forward looking for Atkin. And it's allowed to run out. It's a Forest throw-in after it took a deflection. Hewitt takes it quickly. Here's Higginbotham. Higginbotham just can't get the control she wants. Bennett goes diving in and it's been taken away from her by Holbrook, and now Blackburn are 3-on-3. Over onto the left-hand side towards Mackin. Mackin with Wilson for company. Goes infield to Jordan. Ball back towards Mackin is cleared by Harkin against the fencing on this near-hand side, and Forest win the throw-in after saying that there was a deflection. The referee agrees. 5 first half minutes to go. Wilson with the throw-in for Forest on the right-hand side. Long ball forward is flicked on by Bennett and then by Middleton. Bobbling around in the centre of the field. Hamilton comes across to try and pressure Fenton. The ball does get forward. Here's Holbrook. Holbrook over to Jordan inside the penalty area. She's trying to cut inside onto her right foot. She manages to do so, but the curling effort is well wide of the left-hand post of Asia Aguirre, and it's nothing more than a Forest goal kick. 4.5 minutes of normal time to go at the end of this first half. Forest still leading by 2-0. Aguirre just rolls the ball out in front of her, the left-hand side of her 6-yard box. Just pauses for a moment and then clears it right-footed over to the left-hand side where it's over the head of both Atkin and Hewitt. And Blackburn can come again once more. Here's Flint on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Jordan looking for the cross inside the 6-yard box, and it goes off the inside of the post and across the goal line. Still in play. Blackburn so close to getting one back. Shot comes in and it's... the offside flag is up on the far-hand side. Aguirre made the save anyway. Blackburn getting closer and closer at the end of this first half. Just 3.5 normal time minutes to go. That's been 3 glorious chances for the visitors inside the last 5 minutes, and Forest very lucky to still be having this 2-goal lead. Nothing more than a free kick for Forest then from the offside decision. Taken by Aguirre over towards Wilson, who flicks it on but only out of play, and Blackburn will have another throw-in. We've got 3 minutes to go at the end of this first half. Thrown in towards Holbrook. Holbrook with Bennett for company. Just stopping her in her tracks at the moment, and the decision goes Blackburn's way for the throw-in, which is taken quickly and it's headed away by Harkin. Holbrook against Bennett once again. Goes back to Shepherd midway inside the Forest half on the left-hand side. Dukes tries to play it forward to Mackin, but then it's cleared by Wilson, who hits a spectator on the side of the head, and Blackburn take the throw-in quickly. Here's McDonald. McDonald forward to Holbrook. Holbrook just inside the Forest half again with Bennett for company. Here's Jordan. Jordan tries to flick it on. Doesn't manage to get it though, but the pass comes to Holbrook, and now here's Mackin on the left-hand side. Cross in. Aguirre dives for it, and it's just behind Taylor at the back post. Blackburn looking more and more threatening, and Forest need this half-time whistle with just over 2 minutes of normal time to go. Here's Higginbotham, but now Blackburn have committed players forward, and Forest have players over on the right-hand side. Here's Middleton, and the pass through from Higginbotham is nowhere nearer and just runs all the way through to Size. Middleton was on acres of space on the right-hand side, and Higginbotham's pass was just too far away from her, and Blackburn can play a long ball forward again. It's now with Flint at the edge of the Forest penalty area. Flint keeps it in, but in doing so it gives the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt back to Walters. Blackburn pressuring now. Here's Aguirre, who I sense didn't really want it. She's tried to go back to Walters, who also didn't want it and can only clear it just out of play on the right-hand side, and Blackburn will have the throw-in. 90 seconds of the first half to go. Blackburn on the right-hand side. Here's Holbrook after the quick throw. Here's Flint, corner of the Forest penalty area. She's being forced backwards by Weston. Back into the centre of the Forest half now. They go all the way back to halfway to McDonald. McDonald, Forest not pressuring. They've got every single player back to try and see themselves into half time. Still Blackburn come forward though. Hamilton tries to stop Holbrook in her tracks and manages to do so. They go back to McDonald on halfway. A minute of normal time to go at the end of this first half. Over onto this near hand side to Mackin, who keeps it in according to the assistant. Here's Dukes. Dukes right footed. Ball forward. It's flicked on by Walters. And Blackburn will have another corner. Their fourth of the half. And the danger has still not gone for Forest. We only have 40 seconds of normal time at the end of this first half. The corner is delivered in. It's right across the goal line. And Aguirre jumps high, makes a good catch. And leaves the pressure for Forest for the moment. Cleared up towards Middleton. It's over the head of her though. Dukes heads it up into the air. Middleton collects at the second attempt, but Mackin does enough to dispossess her. Here's the Blackburn captain, Shepherd, gets a little bit too much onto her clearance, and it runs through to Aguirre in the penalty area. That's the 45 minutes up. We're into added time at the end of this first half. It's cleared by Aguirre, flicked on by Hamilton, and it's back where Forest want it, at the Blackburn back line. Here's Mackin on the left-hand side though, a good ball forward by Shepherd. Mackin plays the ball in towards the middle, and Blackburn have got past Aguirre, and it's just been deflected wide. Aguirre flicks it up into the air, and a great double save as Flint just played it past Aguirre, but just took too much on it. The angle was too tight. She had to turn on the goal line to try on the left-hand side of the post. And by the time she'd steadied herself, Aguirre was back in position and was able to parry the ball up into the air and then make a comfortable catch in the end and clear it for Forest once more. Played about a minute of added time at the end of this first half, and the ball back inside the Blackburn half of the pitch. And that is half time here. Forest leading by 2-0. We'll be back in a moment. And welcome back to Eastwood Community Football Club for the second half here of Nottingham Forest against Blackburn Rovers in the FA Women's National League Northern Division. Forest have been out for quite a while. They were out quite early for the start of the second half. Forest in their red shirts, white shorts and red socks have a, what some would say, surprising 2-0 lead against the already crowned League champions, who have only lost once all season, and that was a defeat to Sunderland away from home a few weeks ago. But it is Forest who are going to get us underway at the start of this second half. Going from right to left towards me as I look at it. It was Katie Middleton in the 23rd minute, followed quickly by Precious Hamilton in the 26th, that have put Forest in this position. Blackburn, though, have had more than their fair share of chances and would be... well, they've had 3-4 glorious chances in this game, so a shock to not even have a single goal as the restart is taken all the way down towards the goal of Amelia Size on this near hand side to me, as Blackburn play a long one over the top looking for Mackin, and it's far too long for her and out of play for a Forest throw-in. Scores from elsewhere to give you in the FA Women's National League Northern Division. It's Derby County 0, Middlesbrough 0, Stoke City 1, Fylde 1 and Sunderland 1, Huddersfield Town 2. Whilst in the Southern Division, it's Coventry United 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Gillingham 0, Portsmouth 0, and Plymouth Argyle 2, Milton Keynes Dons 1. As Blackburn have the throw-in inside the Forest half. They're towards the edge of the Forest penalty area now, but it's swung away by Hewitt. And it's back into the Blackburn half, and their pass is wayward and it's out for a Forest throw-in. Inside their own half, it's on the right-hand side. Doesn't appear to be any changes for either side at half-time, as Hewitt swings a right boot at it and gets it clear up to Middleton on halfway, but her touch is poor and taken away from her by Dukes. Dukes to Jordan. Jordan over to Mackin on the left-hand side. Back to Dukes. Long ball forward, headed away by Bennett and out of play. Forest concede the throw-in midway inside their own half. Blackburn will be looking to keep the pressure on that they had at the end of the first half. Here's Fenton. Fenton tries to get the cross in, headed away by Bennett, out for another throw-in, which Blackburn take short down the line. Here is Fenton. Mackin, offside, is called against Mackin. And Forest will have the free kick to get this one cleared away. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Still Forest 2. Forest 2, Blackburn 0. As the free kick for Forest just goes straight out of play, and Blackburn will have the throw-in on the far side, just inside the Forest half. Dukes will take it down the line. It's collected by Holbrook. Here she is again, running across square across the field. Finds Fletcher. Fletcher on the right hand side, cuts in onto her left. Turns this way and that, trying to get away from Weston. Played over to Taylor on the right hand side. Ball comes across square, which Hamilton's able to get a foot in and play it to Harkin. Harkin clears it into the Blackburn half. It's going to run all the way out for a throw-in. Bit of uncertainty in the referee there as to whether it actually went out, but it's done its job for the moment for Forest and forced Blackburn back into their own half. Here they are with McDonald. McDonald back to Fletcher. Fletcher plays it infield to Holbrook. It then goes down the line up and over halfway. Forest just trying to keep Blackburn far out of their final third for the moment. Here's Flint. Flint on the right hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. There's options in the middle if the cross can come in. It does, but it's wide of the post and out for a goal kick. Blackburn starting the second half much the same way that they ended the first with a lot of pressure, and Forest will be with backs to the walls for quite a long proportion of this game. But Blackburn, as they did in the first half, they could switch off for a time. Forest only had about 5-10 minutes or so where they were really all over Blackburn, and they capitalised with 2 goals in that time. They could do with something like that again in the second half, just for the little bit of breathing room that it might give them, as Blackburn in yellow shirts, black shorts and yellow socks come again with Flint, who gives it off to Holbrook. Holbrook over to Taylor, who goes up into the air from Wilson's deflection and away from Mackim. And Forest will have to defend another throw-in. This one's about level with the edge of the area. On the left-hand side, as Blackburn look at it, it goes down to Flint at the edge of the area, who's just walking with it, tries to win the corner, but only wins the throw from Harkin. And Flint herself goes across to take it. Short in, looking for Holbrook, and then cleared away by Harkin. It's as far as Hamilton, who goes back to Weston, who just swings a boot at it, and it goes miles up into the air. She doesn't win it when it comes back down either, and Blackburn can come again. Here's Taylor inside the penalty area, tries to play the ball across to Jordan. It's going to fall, and it's just been cleared away by Walters. It almost fell to Shepherd. Forest just getting caught being too narrow at the back. Blackburn with the throw-in. It's to Jordan inside the penalty area. She wants a penalty, and the referee says no as she goes down, trying to turn away from Walters. She went down rather easily, it must be said. Ball runs comfortably through to Aguirre, who clears it up to halfway. Weston, though, lets it bounce. She can't get control of it first time around. She then manages to flick it to Higginbotham, who can't get it to Atkin. And now here's Taylor. Taylor just turns away from Atkin. Forward to Shepherd. Now here's Holbrook. Shepherd again plays it forward, looking for Flint, and Harkin has to deal with that one, and she can't deal with it, to be honest, very satisfactorily. And it's out for a Blackburn corner. They're 5th of the game, but 1st of the second half. We've played 6.5 minutes. It's been 6.5 minutes where Forest have not really got out of their half. Backs to the wall stuff. Corner comes in and is well over the bar and over the stands behind the goal. It's never going to trouble Asia Aguirre, who's in bright orange this afternoon. So waits for the new ball to be given to her. The left-hand side of her 6-yard box, and she clears right-footed. It's a shorter one, looking for Hewitt, headed forward by Taylor, though, whose rises higher than Hewitt, but a couple of flicks have gone the way of Forest, and it's now with Hamilton. Hamilton still with it under pressure from Dukes, and manages to find Middleton on the right-hand side. Middleton's got McDonald for company. McDonald's just too strong for Middleton, wins the ball off her, but is in a final corner of the field, and then the clearance pass is too long, and Forest have a throw-in at the edge of the Blackburn penalty area. Wilson's going to take... Thinks about going short to Higginbotham, instead goes square to Hamilton, corner of the penalty area. Hamilton has it taken off her by McDonald, and then Wilson decides not to touch the ball and let it run out for another throw-in. It's the Forest throw-in. They're midway inside the Blackburn half, and they're really, Blackburn already wanting Forest to get on with this, as Wilson was just walking towards the ball, and Jordan runs over and throws the ball to Wilson, who goes long down the line looking for Middleton, who isn't tall enough to win that header. And then Higginbotham is brought down, and Forest will have the free kick. And she's just sived into, really, by Fletcher. Forest have the free kick about 30 yards from goal. But it's over on the right-hand side. It's further wide than the edge of the penalty area. In fact, yeah, about 29 yards from goal, really. The wall about a yard outside the corner of the penalty area. Harkin's going to take this one right-footed, so it's going to swing across the penalty area, looking for somebody in a red shirt to get a head on it. It goes towards the back post. Bennett's there looking for it. It's the cross by Atkin. It's to Middleton. Middleton tries to get the shot away. It's blocked. It's going to fall to Higginbotham to take the shot. It's up into the air. And it's out for a Forest corner as it's been deflected wide by Shepherd. Blackburn again from set pieces, struggling to clear their lines. And Forest almost have a third had it not been for some brave defending from Linda Shepherd. Forest crowding the 6-yard box here. They've got plenty forward as Higginbotham's going to take this right-footed out swinging. There's about 6 in the penalty area. It's towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed up into the air by Fenton. Blackburn have got it away, but it's only as far as Middleton, midway inside the Forest half. She tries to play it back forward, and it takes a couple of unlucky bounces, and Forest win the free kick as Fenton pushes the back of Georgia Hewitt to try and win the header. And Forest have an opportunity to deliver this ball into the penalty area again, although this free kick is from only about 10 yards or so inside their own half and on the left-hand side this time. Harkin will deliver it, but Forest this time not crowding the penalty area. There's 5 on the edge of the box. They go short to Atkin, level with the edge of the penalty area. Atkin with 2 for company. Has to go back to Harkin. Harkin turns onto a left foot and then loses out under the challenge of Taylor, but it runs out of play and Forest will have a throw-in. We've played 10 minutes of this second half. It feels an awful lot longer than that as the ball comes forward to Higginbotham, who doesn't control it well. She controls it on a knee and Blackburn can come away with it. It's over to the left-hand side to Mackin. Wilson's got to come across to chase and Mackin's got the better of Wilson for speed. Mackin to the left-hand edge of the penalty area. The cross comes in and it's been put in by Saffron Jordan, and Blackburn do have one back. Goal for Blackburn Rovers in the 56th minute, scored by number 9, Saffron Jordan. And it's 2-1. It took 11 second half minutes for Blackburn to get on the board. The cross came in from Mackin on the left-hand side, and Aguirre got down but couldn't get all of it, and Jordan kind of bundled it in. It hit the roof of the net from only about 2 yards out. That's how much of a kind of bundle in it was. But Blackburn do find themselves within 1 goal here. And Forest have just got to keep their composure. The ball is midway inside the Forest half, but it's a Blackburn throw-in. Down the line it goes. It's with Flint. Flint wins the free kick from Georgia Hewitt. Hewitt just kind of stood on her foot a little bit because Flint has pulled up here and is down on 1 knee now. Hewitt just getting a talking to from the referee. So Blackburn back to within a goal after that goal a moment ago from Saffron Jordan. Flint still seems to be struggling here. Hewitt's now finished her talking to by the referee. 12 minutes into this second half. Forest 1, Blackburn 2. Free kick is taken towards the back post. Headed away by Wilson, and Hamilton's going to chase this one. Trying to win the race, doesn't manage to do so. It's Dukes that collects. Here's Mackin for Rovers. Gives it to Fletcher, over to Fenton on the right hand side. Right footed through ball is poorly dealt with by Harkin. Wilson's got to go across and cover. She doesn't manage to stop it going out for a corner. Blackburn have another one. Holbrook jogs across to take it again. So we right-footed in swinging from the left-hand side as Blackburn look at it. Plenty in the box. It goes in towards the back post. It's headed up in the air. Nobody really knows where it is. They're claiming handball penalty. The appeals went up from Blackburn as it was bobbling around inside the area, and the referee says it was handball. And it's a penalty for Blackburn. 13 minutes into this second half. And it's going to be the captain, Linda Shepherd, to take it. Aguirre just fiddles with the top of her socks. She's not back on her line yet. Shepherd on the edge of the area, about a yard inside the D. It's going to be Shepherd against Aguirre. Everyone just pausing. Referee blows his whistle, steps up, right-footed, scores. And just like that, Blackburn are back level. Goal for Blackburn Rovers scored in the 60th minute by number 4, Linda Shepherd. And just as Forest scored 2 quick goals in the first half, it's Blackburn that have scored 2 quick goals in the second. And they find themselves level at 2 goals each with half an hour to play here at Eastwood. Hamilton with the restart goes to Wilson, back to Hamilton, who wins the free kick as she's been brought down by Fenton. And Harkin will take the free kick for Forest. It's just outside the centre circle, to the right of centre, inside the Blackburn half. Delivered in towards the penalty area. Plenty going for it. Lack of communication again by Forest, though, as Hamilton and Bennett both go for the same ball. It needed one of them. And then Hamilton concedes the free kick, trying to get back and regain possession inside the penalty area. Blackburn, though, now with their tails up, as here they come on the left-hand side. Goes back to McDonald at centre-back, midway inside their own half. Here's Fenton. Fenton, ball forward over to the right-hand side, looking for Taylor. Comes in field. Shot in, is looping high and only just over the bar from Fenton from 35 yards. We've played 61 minutes here at Eastwood. It's Forest 2, Blackburn 2. As Aguirre just places the ball down and waits to take the goal kick. It's taken right-footed up and over halfway, where it's headed back forward by Shepherd. And out for a Forest throw-in on the right-hand side. Throw-in to be taken by Wilson. Up and over halfway. It's well over the head of Middleton, though, and headed out of play by Blackburn once more for another Forest throw-in, this time inside the Blackburn half. Right-hand side. As Wilson collects the ball from a fan on that far side. It's short to Bennett, who flicks it on, and it just falls to Blackburn again, but their clearance only finds Weston. Weston being forced backwards on halfway. Goes back to Walters. Walters forced to hurry it and find Hewitt. Hewitt's touch is poor and it's been taken away from her by Taylor. And now here's Jordan. Jordan ball forward looking for Flint, and the offside flag is up. And Flint's shot was saved by Aguirre anyway, but it wouldn't have counted had it gone in. And Aguirre comes out of a penalty area to take this free kick for Forest. Up and over halfway, unchallenged, though Shepherd collects and gives it to Mackin. Mackin on the left-hand side. Long ball forward, again looking for Flint. It's been cleared by Walters, but only as far as Holbrook. And now here's Taylor. Taylor, right-hand side of the penalty area. The cross comes in, and it almost is put into her own net by Harkin, who sliced the clearance. And it almost perfectly found the top corner, but of her own net. And Blackburn have their 7th corner of the game. Who really have their tails up now. The game delayed slightly while we wait for a new ball. It's going to be Holbrook to take the Corner for Rovers. Right footer. They take it short towards Flint at the edge of the area, who fires it in! And Flint scores on the 64th minute, and Forest just did not track her. Goal for Blackburn Rovers scored in the 64th minute by number 10, Natasha Flint. The corner came short, and similar to the goal that Forest conceded against Derby here 2 weeks ago, they don't track the short corner, and Flint's able to fire a left-footed shot into the far corner, which Aguirre had absolutely no chance for. And from being 2-0 up at half-time, an 8-minute spell for the visitors have found themselves now 3 goals to 2 up. As Forest make a substitution, Ashley Edwards now coming on to the field. She is on in replace of, it looks like, Katie Middleton, as the ball is played forward by Rovers again, who are now really showing why they are top of the table. Another forward then has gone on for Forest. Decision though has gone Blackburn's way for the throw-in. Down the line, looking for a path through into the penalty area again. Here's Taylor, who is still with the ball. Now here's Holbrook. Holbrook back to Jordan. Holbrook again, it's the edge of the penalty area. Shot in from Fenton is wide. And Forest have got away with it again. 65 gone. Forest 2, Blackburn 3. Aguirre with the goal kick. It's headed up into the air by Bennett, but the second header is won by the visitors once more. Here's Jordan. Jordan thinks about it from 35 yards, and that is ambitious and is about 15 yards over the bar. Forest have got to keep their heads up here. They're only 1 goal back, and it was a mistake from Blackburn that gave Katie Middleton the opening goal here. There's no reason there could not be another one, and Forest could get a point from this. Clearance by Aguirre is flicked on by Hewitt, but it's intercepted by Fenton at the second attempt. Fenton's ball forward, though, just runs all the way through into the Forest penalty area, where Aguirre in all orange collects. Clears it out of her hands. Again, Forest lose it straight from the clearance as Taylor plays it forward, looking for Holbrook. It's headed up into the air by Harkin. Now here's still Taylor. Feeds it over to the left-hand side. That's to Mackin. Mackin with time to get a cross in. Instead takes on Wilson and has beaten Wilson for pace. Mackin in towards the penalty area. The cross comes in. Aguirre dives out to catch it, and it needs Harkin to get it away ahead of the on-rushing Jordan. And the Forest now really struggling to get anything going, unlike they were in the first half. Weston up and over halfway towards Hamilton. Hamilton, though, misses the header, and it's McDonald who collects and gives it back over onto the right-hand side to Size. Here's Harkin. Harkin forward to Edwards. Forest have got 4 on 3 here if they play this correctly. Blackburn have fallen asleep. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton has Middleton over on the right-hand side, tries to do too much herself and concedes and wins the free kick, but it allows Blackburn to get back. And in fact, now the referee is over. It's Taylor, who's only just getting to her feet in the Forest goal. The play is stopped for the moment. Taylor still bent double. It's something with her right leg, potentially her knee. She's jogging away but limping ever so slightly. We've played 68 minutes, 21 and a half to go, plus added time. Harkin will deliver this. Forest suddenly committing many more forward to try and get a third goal. Harkin with the cross in. It's behind Hamilton. Headed away by Taylor. Controlled by Weston. Midway inside the Blackburn half. Weston battling for it against Holbrook. Weston goes down. Play continues. And now here's another opportunity for the visitors. It's with Jordan on the right hand side of the Forest half. Opportunity. She plays the ball in. That's going to be too close to Aguirre. She tries to play a diagonal through ball through to Flint. And Aguirre is able to gather it and then clear out of her hands up towards Wilson, who isn't strong enough in the air to win the ball. Blackburn come away once more. Through ball towards Flint is cut out by Harkin, and Harkin has an opportunity to bring it away. Here's Weston. Weston midway inside the Forest half with her back to where she wants to go. Finds Hewitt, who comes forward to Atkin. Atkin lets it run past her, but then that's too close to Fletcher. Atkin is strong in the challenge though and keeps hold of the ball. Can't find Edwards though, and it's out for a Blackburn throw-in. Substitution coming. And it's Taylor who is making way for Blackburn. Middleton comes off for Forest. She's replaced by Helena Constantinou. Still the referee halting play. Play does now restart as the ball goes down the line. Forest head it forwards. It's another Blackburn throw in on this near hand side, the right. Forward it goes. And it's with Jordan, but it's slightly too far away from her. Harkin gets a strong left boot through it. Edwards not strong enough in the air. Visitors in yellow have the ball once again. Here's Holbrook. Holbrook to Jordan, finds a teammate again. Back to Jordan once more. Finds Fletcher on halfway, who goes to McDonald. McDonald just outside the centre circle. Long diagonal ball over to the left hand side to Mackin. Mackin goes around Wilson once again. Harkin comes across to help and clears it out for a throw-in on the right hand side. 19 minutes to go of this second half. Forest trail by 1-0. Lauren Davis has come on for Alexandra Taylor for the visitors. Over on that right hand side. Blackburn just too strong for Bennett, and they come inside the Forest half. Edwards takes it away from them, but then the pass forward to Hamilton isn't good either. And it's just kind of messy and scrappy and a bit ticky-tacky here in the second half since Blackburn have taken the lead. They're still pushing for goals, but not at the urgency that they were towards the end of the first half when they found themselves 2-0 down. Ball out for a throw-in on the left-hand side to Blackburn. Up and over halfway the ball comes. Here's Fenton. Fenton gives it back to a teammate on the left-hand side. Now, here they have an opportunity to come again. Here's Mackinge in the centre of the field, about 30 yards out. Leaves it over to Flint. Flint tries to get the ball through to Davis, and Davis does manage to get the cross in, but it's a low and soft one, and Aguirre is equal to it. And she runs up to the edge of a penalty area, bounces the ball a couple of times, and clears it out of her hands up to halfway on the far-hand side. Here's Harkin. Harkin finds Weston. Weston, long ball up and over the top, looking for Atkin. Atkin's in behind the defence here, but she's been forced wide. She needs to try and cut in. She manages to do so, and it's a really good play from Davis to take the ball off her, and that was a glorious opportunity for Forest. The ball comes all the way forward, and Flint was in behind the defence, but the flag was up on the far side. Flint was not happy that the flag went up. She was claiming she started the run in her own half. But with just 17 minutes to go, Blackburn still find themselves a goal to the good. Second substitution coming for Blackburn, their final substitution. It's Flint, the scorer of the go-ahead goal, who makes way. On comes Sophie Charlton. And Harkin will take the free kick towards the edge of the area. Edwards doesn't win it in the air, and it comes over to this near-hand side where Davis plays it off Hewitt and wins the throw-in for Blackburn. who find themselves 3 goals to 2 up after goals in the 56th, 60th and 64th minute. Thrown down the line by Fletcher to Holbrook. Holbrook back to Fletcher, right-footed first time, looking for Jordan. Jordan gets there but has been forced wide. Charlton goes into the centre of the penalty area looking for the cross. The cross comes in towards the near post and Aguirre is comfortably equal to that one. Forest still have 16 minutes to go, so plus added time, so no need to panic just yet as Edwards fails to control properly inside the centre circle, and now Davis collects for Blackburn. Cutting inside through a couple of players, still Davis. Davis thinks about the shot, tries to play it off Walters. It spins to Jordan, edge of the area. Jordan back to Davis, back forward towards Jordan. The flag stays down and Jordan scores. And Blackburn have their 4th in the 75th minute. Goal for Blackburn Rovers in the 75th minute, scored by number 9, Saffron Jordan. Another goal for Jordan then, her 2nd of the game. Forest now finding themselves 2 goals down after being 2 goals up. So just 15 minutes to go of normal time plus added time at the end of this second half. Jordan's now sat down while players continue. I think she hurt herself scoring that goal. Hewitt playing the ball forward looking for Hamilton. Hamilton battles well and Fletcher is forced to divert that behind. Jordan still down. Blackburn of course have made both of their substitutions. They only brought 2 substitutes this afternoon. So if Jordan can't continue, they're going to be playing the last 14 minutes with 10 players. Jordan still receiving treatment, so there will be time added on for this. Still Jordan down receiving treatment, so while she is there I'm going to do the attendance announcement this afternoon. 305 here this afternoon. This afternoon's match attendance, thank you for your support, is 305. Still Jordan down receiving treatment. As I said, if they only brought 2 substitutes this afternoon, so if Jordan can't continue, they're going to have to play the rest of the game with just 10 players, which may give Forest the incentive they need to grab this goal. But Jordan back to her feet and she's walking off okay, so she might be able to carry on without needing the physio. Forest throwing them right near the byline on this near hand side. Still play continuing. Here's Edwards. Edwards on the line of the penalty area, back to Hewitt. Hewitt gets the cross in, cleared away by Shepherd. And Jordan is back onto the field now. Here's Charlton. Ball forward again by Shepherd, is looking for Holbrook. Holbrook's against Wilson here. Wilson just gets enough to it to find Bennett and alleviate the danger for Forest just at the moment. Now here's Constantinu, who's also come on for Forest on that right hand side. That's in place of Middleton as Forest just look to shore up the midfield slightly. Now here's Charlton. Charlton on the left hand side. Just skips past Wilson and finds Mackin. Mackin towards the corner of the penalty area on the left hand side. Goes past Constantinu as well. Turns away from her. Still Mackin. Goes and finds Charlton. Charlton goes back to Fenton. Fenton right hand side. The cross comes in towards the back post and it's over the head of Walters, but it's been collected by Aguirre. who clears it up inside the centre circle. Edwards takes it away from McDonald, but then McDonald is too strong and wins it back from Edwards. Right-footed ball over to the far-hand side where Davis collects. Davis with an opportunity to cross the ball into the middle, and it's had to be cleared away by Harkin. Blackburn with their 8th corner of the afternoon. Just 11 normal time minutes to go. Forest finding themselves 4 goals down now. The corner about to come in from the right hand side as Blackburn look at it. So it's going to be an out swinging corner. It's up towards the back post and it's headed over the bar. And the referee, the cross did come back in again, as though it didn't go out, but the assistant on the near hand side signalled for a Forest goal kick. So we have just 10.5 normal time minutes to go. Forest still have 1 substitution they can make, a final roll of the dice. As it's played short by Aguirre and it's not been dealt with by the Forest midfielders. Here's Holbrook. Holbrook's pass forward is intercepted by Bennett, who goes back to Aguirre, clears it slightly better this time, right-footed, up inside the centre circle. Here's Constantinu for Forest. Hamilton plays it on, looking for Atkin. Atkin's in a straight race here, and it's up to Fletcher to play it out onto this near-hand side into the crowd. Inside the final 10, Forest down by 2. As Hewitt plays it forward, Atkin can't get onto it, and Edwards comes in strongly, tries to keep possession for Forest. They win the throw-in, which Hewitt will take to Edwards. Back to Hewitt. Hewitt, though, has it taken away from her by Fenton, and now here's Charlton over onto the left-hand side to Mackin. Mackin, long diagonal ball looking for Holbrook. It's headed away, but only as far as Shepherd on the right-hand side. Cutting inside now is Davis. Davis plays it down the line, and it's another corner to Blackburn after the deflected pass through. Their 5th of the second half. 9 to go. Forest 2, Blackburn 4. 4 goals coming in a quarter of an hour for the visitors. As it's in towards the back post, and Aguirre gets a strong fist to it. It's been cleared, but only to the edge of the penalty area where Jordan tries to get there. Now here's Atkin. Atkin's got to go alone to try and get past Davis, but Davis takes it off her, and Blackburn can come again, although that pass through just runs all the way through to Asia Aguirre, who clears it right-footed up to halfway, and it's headed out of play by Fenton. Wilson runs across to collect the ball to take the throw in. Final Forest substitution coming up. And it's Precious Hamilton who's making way. He's had a good game, scored the 2nd goal. As Hamilton walks off the field. We have just under 8 normal time minutes to go. Blackburn leading by 4 goals to 2. As Sophia Bonser comes on to replace Precious Hamilton. Wilson with the throw in down the near hand side. Goes all the way down the line, but it's been intercepted by Holbrook. Now here's Mackin. Mackin to Jordan. Goes back to Shepherd. Blackburn now really happy to pass this ball around the back. McDonald. McDonald just sprinting away from Bonser. Over onto the near hand side. Here's Davis. Finds Holbrook. Holbrook tries to go back to Davis. Finds her. Cuts inside onto her left. Just runs it slightly too far away from her, but it's still with the visitors. And there's a free kick to Blackburn at the edge of the penalty area. Danger here once again. Shauna Bennett is really protesting the call. But it will be a Blackburn free kick, and this one is within 10 yards of the penalty area, I would say, with just 6 minutes to go. It's going to be Holbrook to take it. But the wall is on the edge of the penalty area, so 28 yards out. It's going to be Holbrook right-footed. Will she go for goal or will she cross the ball in? Right-footed takes it. She goes for goal and it's over the top of the bar. And it's nothing more than, in fact, a corner, as the referee deems that it took a deflection on the way through. Blackburn's 10th corner of the game. Delivered from the right hand side towards the back post, absolutely over the head of everybody, and that's going to run out for a Forest throw-in with 5 minutes to go at the end of this second half, plus added time, of course. Be a few minutes for that, 2 minutes for the goals, and 5 substitutions, should be another 2.5 minutes on that, so probably around 5 minutes plus the injuries, so maybe even more, as here's Constantinu, who's beaten the Blackburn back 4, tries to play it in towards Atkin, but it's taken away from her by Fletcher. Now here's Edwards. Edwards loses out under the challenge and Blackburn come away with it. It's on the right hand side with Davis. Davis plays the ball forward looking for Holbrook. It's too far for her though, and it's been cut out and collected by Asia Aguirre. Forward the ball goes. It's headed forward by Fenton. Wilson jumps for it at the second attempt, and Forrest just again not having the communication there, as here's Fenton for Blackburn. Fed over to the right hand side to Davis. Opportunity for a cross in with 4 in a yellow shirt in the box. The cross comes in towards the near post and Aguirre just dives comfortably on it. Wants to rush the clearance here, but Forrest not in the position that the goalkeeper would like, so has to just take her time. Now she clears it up towards halfway. Unchallenged header again by Shepherd forward. Blackburn with an opportunity on the right hand side. Here's Jordan towards the edge of the penalty area. She takes the shot. Good save by Aguirre. The offside flag was up anyway on this near hand side. 3.5 normal time minutes to go. Harkin takes the free kick, which goes up and over halfway. Edwards doesn't win the header though, and Blackburn though can't keep it in, and it's a Forest throw in. Edwards asking the referee why there wasn't a free kick there. Still looking at the referee and signalling with her hands and asking the question, but nothing doing, and Wilson takes the throw in down the line, flicked on by Bennett to Constantinu. Constantinu finds Edwards. Edwards goes forward looking for Bonser. Bonser's battling for it, but it's shepherded out for a goal kick, and we've got just 3 minutes of normal time to go at the end of this second half. Blackburn still leading by 4 goals to 2. 4 goals in 15 minutes in the second half. So they go from 2 goals down to 2 goals in front. As his size to take the goal kick up towards halfway. It's played forward by Constantinu, but the referee deems there to be a free kick involved there, so it goes Blackburn's way, who will happily take their time over this with just 2 minutes of normal time to go, plus whatever's added on, which will be around 5 or 6 minutes. McDonald to take the free kick. Right footed, up and over halfway towards the edge of the area, but it's just been taken away from Charlton. And it's out on the right hand side. It's a Blackburn throw-in. 90 seconds of normal time to go. Throw-in is taken short. Blackburn in the far right corner. Forest managed to get it clear, only as far as Fletcher midway inside their own half though. Fletcher loses out to Weston, who tries to play a ball through to Constantinu, which is intercepted by Dukes. Constantinu wins the ball back though inside the centre circle, can't control it the way she would have liked, and Fenton can play it forward. And it's now fallen kindly for Blackburn, and it's over again to Davis on the right hand side. Plenty in the box to try and get onto the end of the cross. It goes towards the back post and it is in again, and that is a fifth for Blackburn. A couple of players with heads in their hands, but it was Sophie Charlton in the centre of the goal, and that is 5. Goal for Blackburn Rovers in the 90th minute, scored by number 16, Sophie Charlton. And Blackburn have a 5th, and that has truly put the game to bed. The cross came in, and as Charlton almost collided with Aguirre, the ball fell kindly, came off her chest, and just found its way past the Forest goalkeeper into the back of the net. And Blackburn find themselves 5 goals up as we enter added time at the end of this second half. Here's Bonser to Constantinu, midway inside the Blackburn half on the right hand side. Bennett feeds it infield to Weston. First time ball up and over the top, looking for Constantinu, is headed up into the air by Dukes, controlled by Holbrook, and then back to Dukes at the left back position. Goes back to Size in the Blackburn 6-yard box, who clears it right footed over to this near hand side where Davis will collect. Davis feeds it infield to Taylor and then back to her again. Now here's Jordan. Jordan has it taken away from her by Atkin, who takes the shot, and it's only just wide of the right hand post. And that is a goal kick to Blackburn. We've played a minute of added time at the end of this second half, and Blackburn are going to take the 3 points here, the league champions. Cleared right footed, it's over the head of Weston, controlled by Holbrook on halfway. Holbrook tries to find Charlton, but Forest play it forward. It's looking for Constantinu. The ball goes back away from her though after Dukes, and the keeper's just given it straight to Constantinu, who can't guide it home, and Forest just can't get it home from Bonser. It was a poor clearance from Amelia Size, who played it straight to Constantinu about 10 yards out, and she could not find a way past the Blackburn keeper, and that would have made for a very interesting final few minutes had that gone in. But as it is, Blackburn keep it out and have possession towards the edge of the Forest penalty area on the right hand side. Streaking across the edge of the penalty area there was Charlton. It's taken away from her, and that is full time, where Forest have been defeated by 5 goals to 2. Full time here, it's finished Nottingham Forest 2, Blackburn Rovers 5. Forget that this is the final home game of the season for Nottingham Forest, ladies, so this is your last opportunity to get autographs with your favourite players. That will be on the right hand side of the stand as you face the pitch. Forest are back here one more time though this season, and that is as the away side. That's because Eastwood Community Football Club is the venue for the Nottinghamshire County Cup final between Ollerton Town ladies and Nottingham Forest ladies. That's on Friday, April the 26th. Kickoff is at 7:45 p.m. Final thank you to our sponsors for this afternoon's game, the Nottingham Forest Supporters Trust. Find out more about them and join today at www.nffctrust.org. And finally, thank you for your home support this season. Please take care when leaving the stadium. Have a safe journey home, and we hope to see you for the 2019-2020 season. Full time then, it has finished here at Eastwood. Nottingham Forest 2, Blackburn Rovers 5. Forest took a 2-0 lead into half-time thanks to Katie Middleton and Precious Hamilton. But then some quick-fire goals in the second half. Saffron Jordan, Linda Shepherd, Natasha Flint, Saffron Jordan again with her second, and Sophie Charlton have given Blackburn Rovers the 5-2 victory here. Thank you very much for joining us on Forest Ladies Live this afternoon. We'll be back for the Women's County Cup final. That is on the 26th of April, a 7:45 kickoff. That's a Friday night. So get down here if you can to finish off your working week, but if you can't, we will be here. It's Forest Ladies Live for the final time this season. Just once again then, full time here at Eastwood. It's finished Nottingham Forest 2, Blackburn Rovers 5.